Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple destined to be in love that loves reacting to some Destiny.
Yes, we do.
Destiny 2, Season of the Witch continues. This is part 3 that we're checking out today. You can see our full Destiny reaction journey in a playlist in the description of this video, where you'll also find a link to Patreon. Get early ad-free access for this channel and our other reaction channel. Although if you're just interested in Destiny stuff and the gaming channel, then hit the little join button down below. Join our YouTube membership.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We have a problem. I was prepping our entry point and Sol Divisive started pouring into the confluence. I managed to slip out into the Overcity undetected, but just barely.
How did they get ahead of us? Of the Techians?
I don't know, but we need to move on this.
Well, I suppose no plan survives contact with the enemy. Guardian, make sure whatever the Vex are planning doesn't survive contact with you.
Easy enough.
My brood is in peril! Sneak thieves ransack my lair! Roar my fury through your fangs! Consume them all!
She is worked up. I'll guard the confluence from the surface, make sure nothing tries to ambush you. Osiris, I've been thinking about why the Vex would hit this spot. And the Arboretum's where the confluence intersects with the Dreaming City's ley lines. They could be trying to establish a connection.
Or perhaps excise the confluence from the city altogether, thereby removing our ability to appease women.
That sounds like a Vex plan to me.
One we cannot abide.
I remember the Sol Divisive doing all sorts of weird things in the Black Garden. In the deepest parts, they were experimenting with paracausal forces, adjusting their code to more closely reflect the way they perceive the darkness.
But to no avail to my recollection. Perhaps this is the end of those experiments. Perhaps it is something new.
The Sol Divisive aren't getting along with the Taken.
Many Taken here have run themselves rabid, searching for purpose. The Vex must be trying to contain that behavior. Let it loose upon them. You'll need Sol Divisive signatures to pick those locks.
Think with their heads, Guardian.
Oracles. Outside the Vault of Glass. I did not think it possible.
Are you seeing those readings too?
Resonance. If they are tapping into the darkness's memory, it may enhance their predictive capabilities.
Looks like the Witness might have taught the Sol Divisive some new tricks.
The Sol Divisive sought to align their collective more closely with that which they worship.
Either way, I guess now we know how they got ahead of us.
There, you have them flat-footed. Strike before they seize the egg.
This dude's all about throwing bombs. I mean, they're effective,
Yeah.
but I noticed that esoteric, like some throw them.
An attainment matrix.
Shatter it!
Transmat signal scrambled. You're going to have to fight your way out, Guardian.
Fools! Poachers strip my dead! They wrap hungry jaws around my young!
Maybe we'd have gotten here sooner if you'd stopped playing games with us.
You tell her, Crow.
I'm long finished playing with you, fallen prince.
Ooh.
Enough. There is nowhere they can run that the Guardian cannot deliver your retribution.
Wish it true.
Way to be the adult in the room.
Ask me to rewrite this failure, and I will make it so.
You really can't help yourself.
We have a lead. In the darkness connection we detected in the oracles. Start there, find the trail. Your egg isn't lost yet.
Good to be working together again. Hey, Guardian. The Vex may have snuck in ahead of us, but we're not out of the race yet. Osiris thinks that a Vex mind must have figured out how to simulate the Technians. So long as they have access to those algorithms, the Vex can track the eggs, same as we can. So, we'll just have to steal them back. I managed to pick up the trail. Looks like the Soul Divisive tucked the egg away in the Black Garden. Lucky for us, that's familiar territory. I remember how to get in. All we need is the head of a Vex Gate Lord.
Black Garden, isn't that like the first thing that he helped us get into when he was
Turns out
Aldrin?
Riven had her own
Oh,
path
yeah.
into the
So?
garden. You'll have to get in there and put that Vex mind out of commission. I'll be on comms, keeping an eye on the tracking signal. And watching your back, of course.
Riven, you never mentioned you had a personal route to the Black Garden.
And I never would have. But these are desperate times.
The Last City and the Awoken have history here. What's your connection to it?
Currently, it's an inconvenience. My child is lost in this ontology, and our enemies are hunting.
Eyes up, Guardian. I've heard whispers like this before. Riven was playing me into a grave.
Those whispers aren't mine. Guardian, the barrier ahead will not yield. But I've left latent sparks of paracausality you can harness. Break through.
I come through to the
So
other
you
side.
have been here before. Riven, what is this place?
An Ahamkara lair.
Hidden in the Black Garden? Is it yours?
No.
You've seen mine.
That whispering again.
I assure you, that's not my voice.
It's getting louder.
Another Ankara?
You'll find the way is locked. But paracausal energy is
And they're
yours.
supposed to all be dead?
These sparks seem different.
Because they're not mine.
A lot of destruction going on.
Telling us, Riven. The Vex couldn't have created all this. They can't simulate paracausality.
You truly wish to know?
Yeah. No, not wish. Not wish.
Yourself, Guardian.
Not wish. You don't wish to know. We would like to know.
The way forward lies in solving the paracausality of this place.
What did you protect here?
Many. But whoever scattered the clutch is using this lair against me. The Queen couldn't have done this. Though an Ahamkara could have.
Okay. There. Hands again, another one being here.
That mind is protected with Ahamkara bioenergetics. Combine the paracausal energy and gut that Vex.
Like a fish.
The voices are asking to use me as the vessel.
That's Taranis.
Who?
Let him speak. please.
Through Crow?
I'll try anything twice. Let's hear you, whoever you are.
Riven, how I've missed you.
Taranis, what have you done?
I've made my last wish.
Your wish, you utter fool.
It's been fulfilled. Thanks to you and the Wishkeeper, I can rest.
If there were anything left of you, I'd flay it from your bones.
It was good to dance with you, oh beloved mine. One last time.
Who was he, Riven?
Taranis was my mate.
Yeah, let's say the only one that they care about are their mates and their offspring, so.
I was not always a prisoner in the Dreaming City. The Ahamkara were once free to roam its halls. That's where I met Taranis. And Taranis, unlike others, unlike me, cherished those who wished to him. Those who bargained with him were safe.
Seems like the best Wish Dragon.
It must have cost him. I found his restraint intriguing. And my art, my dreaming halls, my dance with the Queen moved Taranis in turn. Together, we became the ebb and flow of the tide. Through him, I glimpsed a world without the tireless cycle of bargaining and feeding, of peace. Taranis invited me to his lair, a place where we couldn't be found, in the ontology of the Black Garden. My joy of turning desire to woe faded for one rapturous moment. We made successes together. We built secrets together.
Ahamkara porn.
And then came your great hunt of the Ahamkara.
Our bad. Oof. You put it like that. That was brutal.
The Queen took my freedom under guise of protection.
Cue the
Taranis
rain.
and I were forever separated. But we could still whisper to one another in the space between. At least until a king arrived and made a bargain I could not refuse. I became both king and dragon. I spoke with his voice, and Taranis knew it. So he did the one thing our kind must never do. Grant his own wish at the cost of his existence. A wish to keep the eggs out of harm's reach until someone could protect them.
He was like the best Ahamkara ever.
Someone like you. His wish keeper. Taranis was always a sentimental fool. His last wish has caused us no small amount of trouble. All wishes come at a cost, even those we Ahamkara grant ourselves. Especially those we grant ourselves. My kind feeds on the difference between what is desired and what comes to pass. That is why we grant wishes the way we do.
Because the biggest difference between them, the
In granting
better the
our
meal.
own wish, we eliminate that difference. We smother the flame, and our voices fall silent. Our existence ends. Ahamkara are selfish creatures, not prone to such acts of sacrifice. But Taranis, he was different. His sacrifice might save us all. You destroyed the Vex mine simulating the Techion's work. The Vex will not reach the eggs first again. But they still hold my lair. Put Taranis' gift to good use, O guardian mine. It is your turn to grant a last wish.
As Wishkeeper.
I don't know. I haven't spoken to Jolyon since Glint raised me.
You used to be inseparable. It's not just anyone who would follow you into the Black Garden.
I thought you'd want me to keep my distance.
Queen Mara wanted to protect you from Uldren's memories. I think we're past that.
Yeah, probably.
You should reach out. Jolyon is a good man.
I'm a different person. That probably goes for Jolyon, too. The last time he saw me...
Let him make that decision. You were close. Chances are you could be again.
I'll think about it. You know, you still give good advice, Petra.
Yeah, well, I never take it.
Isn't that the way it
Something
goes?
is wrong. Its stench lingers in the air, wafting up from the shadows of the confluence. I remember this sensation. The creeping whispers. Putrid oil on water. Taken corruption seeps into my lair, as it once did into me. Mara's Techion's expect another egg will enter our reality soon. Cut the strings of those Taken puppets as you traverse the confluence. As I said before, Oryx's bargain with me has expired. I owe him nothing. The same holds true for the Witness. If it seeks to take something from me without reaching an accord, then I will reclaim what is mine with vengeance in my heart. Make haste. Reach my offspring before the Taken. Taranis' sacrifice must not have been made in vain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're doing it for Taranis, not for you.
We have reason to believe the next egg could be in danger.
Well, and so she'll help
Taken
us. But
corruption has infected the confluence.
It's being drawn in through a breach between Eleusinia and the Dreaming City. I feel it. This is not a disorganized swarm. It is a concerted attack.
Maybe they've rallied around a field leader. One the Guardian can target to scatter them to the winds.
Find them, my Wrath, and see it done.
the Queen's wrath. Cooler tired than Wishkeeper.
Vermin in my land. There once echo of the walls. They wish to corrupt my kin. They do not heed my will or know me. I cannot restrain their hunger.
You never did. I kept them in check.
I can feel your desire, Petrovenge.
Are you done talking? Because I want to go to the mission.
You walk these sullied halls and see your stagnant years of toil. It is like a game, isn't it? One you simply must continue testing. Why not let me help you? I can free us.
I'd rather fight another 1,000 cycles and watch you starve.
So prickly, Petra. You awoken never trust my good intentions. Pity.
They've blighted the air itself.
Your queen is correct. Corruption bleeds into this city from her throne. A poisoned rain built on the edge of envenomed knives. Why risk slipping? You wish the dreaming city safe? To walk your realm again? Scrawl it on your wall if you must. And let me make it real.
You cannot tempt us with shadows.
I would tempt you with anything to protect my whims.
These braziers stabilize the pathways of the confluence, much like ascendant beacons in the ley lines. They'll need to be relit, and the Taken hold their fuel.
You can pry it from the Taken's hands. They're called dead hands. Bombs away!
You've helped me. My species will live on because of you. Why not forgive like you have the prince? We can help each other more.
I don't trust you.
Yeah, because he's definitely changed. You have not.
I've watched die, knowing it was coming. Your help would be a mockery of their sacrifice.
We both want our kind to be free. Simply say it.
Silence. Each of your 1,000 tongues be still. Gratitude is all we wish to hear from Riven this day.
Yeah, Morozov.
My thanks. You have.
Actual gratitude, not like, sarcastic
Do not
gratitude.
trust her.
There it is, the beast that hunts my young. Erase this intruder from my lair.
So, the Taken do have a field commander.
Of course.
A knight bearing Xivu Arath's mark. She must still hold sway over the Taken.
She's
But
a force to
not
be
all
reckoned
of
with.
them. Whatever the Guardians did to her, her power must be waning.
My egg. What has become of my wing?
It's polluted by the Taken's corruption, but intact.
You recover one of my brood, only to let another suffer for your cause.
I mean, we could not have rescued either.
You demand gratitude.
Contain yourself. We have the egg. Petra, Guardian, return with it, and I will see if its corruption can be reversed.
And then you'll give us frickin' gratitude.
Tell him, bud.
I have no love for Riven.
Yeah,
and
we
no
know.
complete trust of an Ahamkara's predatory nature. But we need that
Tyrannus.
final wish fulfilled. A bargain with Riven cannot be altered. Perhaps not even
Celestial
by
cat is so
her.
cool.
And we owe her all of the clutch.
Celestial kitty.
Guardians have freed Techians from Taken influence before. The effort and circumstances were extraordinary, but perhaps it can be done again.
In our war with the Taken in the Dreaming Halls, we found that Taken ontology, when faced with itself, feeds on itself. Following that principle, you should be able to find a coalescence of Taken Essentia in the Ascendant Realm. Theoretically, we could use it to cleanse the egg. That's all the strategy I can offer you, I'm afraid. Your tenacity in this is appreciated. And appropriate. If we fail here, Riven loses an egg. But we lose our path to the Witness. And all roads thereafter.
Great.
Is now the best time to be opening that box?
You have it? Yes. I can sense the recurrent hunger collapsing in on itself. If left alone, do you think a corrupted egg would produce a whim like Riven? Would it retain control of itself? Or would it be a beast whose hunger could never be satiated? And is there any difference between the two? Petra is waiting. Meet her, and let us placate the dragon in our midst.
Shuro Chi and the others have made good use of the Taken Essentia you obtained. The spell to cleanse the egg has been prepared, but it requires paracausal fuel to ignite. Riven could provide us with the spark herself, but we can't trust her not to take advantage. In her current state, she might be unable to, even if she won't admit it. I'd take it myself, but I've hurled expletives at its mother and made too many wishes out loud during this operation. For all we know, that's how the Great Hunt was begun. Instead, you could allow the egg to feed on your desire, as a catalyst to jumpstart the spell. It should be perfectly safe.
Doesn't sound perfectly safe.
Kara is not yet born. You're not making a true bargain.
Yeah, but has anyone ever done this before?
And we have no other choices. Head to Riven's lair and focus on what you crave of the outcome. Let's hope we don't end up with another curse.
The
Great.
Taken haunt these
Fingers.
halls once again. This is a fortuitous intersection of events for us. With what you recovered and my incantations, we are ready. Press forward. Keep in your mind the desire to cleanse the corruption. The tiny whim in that egg won't be able to resist your paracausal desire. They will make it reality, and in turn draw the poison out to be fused with the essentia you carry.
My benevolent hoarding laden with plan and desire.
I've ascertained the path the Witness took. The Veil alone cannot safely reconstruct it.
What stops you?
Instability. The Veil traces the shape of our consciousness, but that shifts as fluidly as our thoughts do. It is as though we alter the path by observing it. None would survive the crossing.
Great.
I can grant passage. Savathun's wish can weave the ley lines into the veil, entangle them for a moment. But you will not send an army on the wings of a wish. Only one.
One? Explain this deception.
You've done me a great many services, O Warden's Mind. I'll grant you the ultimate Ahamkara courtesy. The complete truth.
For once? Okay.
Savathun's wish grants one singular passage. No more.
You knew from the
Yep,
beginning.
of course you did.
You sought to twist our aspirations, as your kind always does.
How many of my clutch would you have saved had you been privy to the limitations of our arrangement?
Bless you.
Play your part, lest I shape you into a trinket of caged hunger to be forgotten in the Guardian's vault.
I am your helpless prisoner. What other part would you wish I play? I cannot change Savathun's intent.
Then what use are you to me?
Mara, one, maybe all we need.
Good job, Osiris.
Transparent, kind even.
Kind's stretching it.
Always be worse, as you know.
This is our only way to pursue the witness.
Just because you can make something worse doesn't mean you're being kind.
One to send.
This simplifies things. What if... Yes. Guardian, excuse me, I believe I'm onto something.
Could you share with us?
Yeah, we're just gonna be left here? Cool.
Okay. I mean, we knew that, like, there's gonna be some kind of trickery and some sort of deception and something she wasn't telling us, and now we find out. So it wasn't like a huge surprise. Surprise! It was a huge surprise for Marsov.
I don't know that I necessarily pieced together what the one passenger, like the ripple effect that will cause. Obviously, an army would be better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very torn in terms of, I know that Savathun wants to trick us, but I don't know that this is necessarily to deal us a devastating blow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it's not. It's just like, yes, it's not what we wanted, but I don't necessarily see what her end game is by doing it.
Probably for Savathun to say that, like, she should be the one that goes through. She should be the one given passage or whatever. Because she'd be the most equipped to take down the witness. The best part of this was knowing about Taranis and that there was like a good Ahamkara. And I'm surprised with, like, I mean, I guess she didn't know. I mean, she knew he was different, Riven did. But it still didn't really like seem to soften her too much. To make that ultimate sacrifice for, I mean, what parent wouldn't, right? For make that ultimate sacrifice for their children. I'm sure there are some that wouldn't. But yeah, like, I don't know, just what a great person, but it's an Ahamkara. So but you know, I mean, even for a person, that's great. I mean, so what a great being, I should say.
It didn't like totally soften Riven up, but I mean, it may have a little bit for a time, but then she lost that influence.
Mm-hmm.
And the pain of that loss, I mean, that can send the pendulum swinging very far the other way.
And she was all curious about like who was the one that like had spread all these, and she thought it was somebody that was nefarious in doing all this. She had at one point she thought it was Queen Mara that had done it. So it was a nice like twist that it ended up being her mate, and it wasn't for any nefarious reasons. It was to keep them safe
and to keep them out of harm's way, which I think often you assume out of harm's way is with their parents, but making that wish didn't exactly send the eggs to Riven. So, you know, I'm guessing Riven's probably working through some stuff right now.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll surprise us on the other side of it, but
in Riven's defense, like, she's right. If she had been up front with what the terms of the deal were, what the terms of the wish were, I should say, that Savathun had made, then she wouldn't have gotten her children back. And there would have been like a different deal. So like, I can't say that I would have made a different. Now I don't have eggs scattered across the galaxy and whatnot. So I've never been in that position before. But you know, I mean, if I had withhold the entire truth back, or even deceive a little bit to get like Foxy and Bucky back, then you know that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody had Bucky and Foxy, I would lie, cheat, and steal. Like, I wouldn't maybe have a moral dilemma about being a little bit no. Yeah. It's interesting. I really like what they're doing, both with Riven and with Savathun, because of the fact that I am sitting here as an audience member, and I still don't entirely have a read on either one of them. I know I don't trust either one of them.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, they're very intelligent characters. They're very good at their strategies and their manipulations. And so as an audience member, I'm sitting here going like, well, what are they going to do next? You had a great theory about Savathun wanting to be the one to go through the portal. That could be it. But it's not like I'm sitting here going like, oh yes, that's the plan. Like I am sitting here going, well, what are the different moves that can be made? Like I'm trying to think the way that I would suspect she's trying to strategize. Yeah. And I'm not landing on exactly what the given plan is, which I very much appreciate because often I think sometimes in our entertainment, things are very formulaic. Yeah. And so you can see what's coming next in the plot a mile away. And in this, I don't necessarily know. And I like that.
I did like the hold me back moment. Or I mean, Marasov didn't ask Osiris to hold her back. But the fact that he was doing it and then like it still seemed like she was the one that snapped it. Like so there was a part of herself that was letting us, or that it seemed like that she was letting Osiris hold her back because maybe it was Osiris just didn't have enough power to keep containing her, but it just seemed like she snapped out of it before, more than him letting her go. Yeah, that's the sense. That's the sense I got. I don't know. Maybe he did let her go, but
she also had another moment in there, and I forget what she said exactly, but she basically like ended the conversation, and so like she just came in with some pretty strong moments in this. Not exactly the Marasov that we're used to, who, you know, always tends to be very like measured and well thought out, and very much the politician. She did seem to be a little bit more. I think invested in this in a way that didn't allow her to be quite so even keeled, and it was nice to see. She shows up with some strength.
Yeah, and she like, you know, ended the little bickering with Petra and
that's what it was.
And Riven. She's just like, she's like, and then but she also like, you know, made sure to get Petra's back. She's like, look, Riven, the only thing I want to hear out of you is thank you. Some gratitude. That's
what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
That's what it was. It was that. So that was a nice movement.
Yeah,
moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I love when they go into backstories. So the whole Terranus, like, I love how the animation shifts. I love how everything looks a little bit different to show us. And it always has just a really beautiful artistic quality about it as we dive into some of these backstories and these memories. And so just kind of want to shout out the artist on that.
Yeah. Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want all of our Destiny reactions, we got a playlist for you. If you want early ad-free access, hit the join button down below. Thanks so much for watching our reaction to Destiny, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.